All right, community newspaper audience, welcome into Sebi's Spotlight. And today I have a super special show for you. I'm joined by my man Alex from Thank You Miami.
Everybody.
If you've never heard of Thank You Miami, it is one of Miami's best up and coming little restaurants that you've never been to. They're down the street from Marlin Stadium. Give them the exact address.
It's 1701 West Flagler Street. We're literally 3 blocks away from Marlins Park.
Right. So if you're ever at a Marlins game, this is the perfect post game show/meal to go to. These guys are one of the most interesting little spots that I've seen. And I've been doing a lot of comedy in Miami. I've been going to a lot of little bars, a lot of local spots that I had never been to, even as a Miami person my whole life. I've now just started to kind of find more of these tiny locations. And you guys are so unique in the way that you operate. Tell us a little bit about what makes you guys separate from the rest of the kind of bars in Miami?
Well, we are there for the locals and for the tourists in the same way that we want to show history of Miami and show we love our city. We love everything about our city. We love, every little detail from the artists to comedy to food to every little tiny little thing. So when you walk in the place, when you look around, there's so much to look at. There's over 30 different Miami artists that have murals. There's sports autographs and a bunch of other stuff and Miami history. When you walk into the bathroom, there's a bunch of DVDs of Miami movies.
Yeah, I actually went to the bathroom for the first time recently and was shocked. I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
I'm like, DVDs, what am I gonna do with them?
Don't you have like the draft, even the draft?
Yes, we have like Ricky Williams as a draft.
Exactly.
We have Dontrell Willis, the Marlins pitcher, as a draft. We have a Cafetera as a draft.
Yeah,
we have a Marlins baseball. We have a old school Hurricanes logo. We have the Dolphins logo. Everything Miami. Anything.
Everywhere you look. I mean, it's really, you can't get away from Miami. When you're in that spot, whether it's the food that you're eating, the beers that you're drinking, because you guys also provide a lot of like local beers, right?
Yeah, everything is local. It's all Florida beers. I try to keep everything. We do have, normal domestic and other things like that, but I try to keep everything local beers and stuff like that, of craft beers, because we are a beer house, but we have a bunch of different cocktails and micheladas and different drinks like that.
So when I go, I'm mostly there for obviously your comedy night when you guys are it's Mondays and Fridays, right?
Mondays and Fridays.
So you guys do a showcase first where you have a lot of just some of the more well-known names in the local scene that go up and they do a lot of their new material. And then you have an open mic where if you out there, if you're watching this and you want to, get into the scene and you want to start doing some comedy, you can come out and sign up on Mondays and Fridays, right?
Which is awesome. Yeah, I love to let everybody try to get a little chance. If you think you can do comedy, try it out. I never did comedy before in my life, and now I'm doing it. And I've been doing it for like at least 6 months now.
I wanted to say, you actually have a really tight 5 minutes. I always see you go up, and for somebody who's not a comedian, who's really doing it during work, you kind of just like snap right out of it, get on stage, and it's always a really funny, really tight.
I appreciate that. I try to keep a good 5 minutes, and then I always try to throw in like at least 1 or 2 new jokes a week just to try out some new material, see what works, see what doesn't. There's always a bunch of stuff that doesn't.
Yeah.
But you gotta try it out. That's why I have the open mic. Get that courage. Even if you gotta get that liquid courage, get that liquid courage.
Exactly. And then you go.
And then jump up. But
Yeah.
I always suggest especially you're a comedian too, that write stuff down. Like, don't just jump up there and think you're gonna be funny, because you're probably not. And, you when you're funny with your friends, it's a different story. It's more of, you're getting to a crowd that you want them to know that you have like a set jokes that, work.
Right.
You don't want to bomb up there every single time you go up there.
Right, because they're like sharks. They can smell fear in the
water.
If
Definitely.
you're a little nervous, if you're
especially if you practice before.
Oh yeah. Like I have a giant note on my phone that or in my notes that is just idea.
I just have random
idea.
Words.
Right, exactly. Words, blurbs, sentences that I just build off of randomly. But for me, like I said, I discovered you guys because of this open mic night, and I've fallen in love with this place. I can't go enough. Anytime I'm not working and I have the opportunity to go, I'm out there. And one of my favorite things is the food, man. And you are the mastermind behind the food, correct?
Me and my wife. We are literally a mom and pop place.
Right.
So my wife does a lot too. She helps me with everything. She creates some of the things. But yes, I've been a award-winning chef for I've been in the biz for 22 years now.
Wow.
Since I was 15 years old.
And so when by the way, I love that you guys are mom and pop. That's the number one thing that I think everybody out there in Miami should be doing more of is patronizing the local businesses, mom and pops, guys like you, guys like that aren't owned by a corporation that's based out of New York that bought a restaurant down here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've worked with a million corporations. And I've
Right.
worked all over Miami, everywhere. And I really wanted to do my own thing. So when I first started, I started with a food truck.
Mhm.
And it was an original idea. I had a co-owner, which I bought out later, but I had the food truck for 8 years, and it was a gourmet peanut butter and jelly sandwich food truck. It was one of
Wow,
a kind.
okay.
It was only one in the southern United States.
Bit of a niche, right?
It was a niche.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have done a little better if it was a different demographic, because in South America they don't really know about peanut butter that much.
Sure.
So, but it did amazing, and
Mhm.
it got me out there and stuff like that. And
And I'm sure the novelty of it also brought plenty of people to the truck.
oh
because,
yeah.
I mean, when did you start that food truck? And what
In
year?
2012, when the boom of food
Okay, I
trucks
was about to
it was
say
like when Winwood was Winwood.
Yeah. I was about to say, if you were talking 2018, 2016, at that point, you needed a little bit of a niche to get people to go to your
Yeah.
food truck. At that point, it was a little diluted. But you, at that point, at what point did you transition from food truck to restaurant, and what made you want to, like, what inspired you other than obviously growing bigger and better? Like, what was the thing that said, hey, I'm ready to now take this to the next level?
Well, I've always wanted my own restaurant my whole life. I wanted my own restaurant or bar or something like that. And I made the money myself. I never borrowed a penny from nobody. This is, me working hard for my whole life and just saying thank you.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And like, I just saved up. And then finally I had an opportunity to sell I had patented the logo.
Okay.
There's a unique logo.
So you branded it.
I branded it, and then I sold it to a peanut butter company in Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. And then,
Of all people, who would buy a peanut butter and jelly food truck, a peanut butter company, of course.
yeah, and then I sold the food truck as an entity as itself. So then I had a bunch of money. Then I worked at a brewery for like 3 years, and I just really hated working for somebody, and had to do something. And I wanted to be. And then I found this place, which if you go there is like super unique, because it feels like you're like in New York when you're in Miami, because like the architecture there is like, why is there 2 floors? And like,
Yes.
it's a very unique place.
I mean, if we could pull up some pictures that we have of the actual interior of this restaurant.
And pictures don't give it justice, because
Yeah.
it's on levels and you don't really realize it. But like, yeah, see, that's the second level right there. And that's where one of our awesome comedians, Joe Bob McGinney.
Joe Bob, he hosts the open mic. So if you ever go through the open mic, he's the guy you're going to talk to
Yeah.
about signing up and doing the
Yeah.
whole process.
Sign up starts around around 8 o'clock. And I'll tell you this: if you're a comedian, you want to do it and you want to get on there early, get there early, because it gets
Oh yeah.
pretty packed.
Yeah, you'll be going up at 11:30, 11:45 if you're not there early.
No, definitely. But you can enjoy some food and enjoy some comedy while you're there.
Absolutely. Let's see another picture here. So here you can
That's
kind of
our host,
see
Dean.
Dean. He hosts the main mic. But this is really what I love about the spot, is that even though it has, like you said, all this interesting architecture, it does feel like everything focuses onto that "Thank You Miami" sign
Yeah,
that you got back there. That kind of feels like the iconic, like when
yeah, that's the Instagram spot. Like
exactly.
I see people on Instagram. I always see like everybody's like the logo right behind them, which is amazing. I'm so blessed for that. And it's a very Instagrammable place, and very picture place.
Yeah, every angle you could take a picture. And I know that for me, the first time that I ever heard of Thank You Miami or saw it was like that comedians posting their sets with that sign behind them, that spotlight. And it really is like when I got there, I was so excited to get in front of that mic. You know what I mean? Like, having seen it, it's an iconic little corner of Miami, I think, at this point, especially in the comedy scene.
Yeah, and you know what's cool about it is literally it's in the corner of Miami. Like if you go to Flagler and 17th, it's right in front of the monument, and it's right on the corner. So I feel it's really close to everything. That's what I liked about the location when I got it, because I'm 8 blocks away from Calle Ocho.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 1 mile away from Brickell. I'm 2 miles away from Winwood. I'm 5 miles away from South Beach.
And you're down the street from Marlins Stadium,
which is a
huge landmark.
Which, if you ever go to a Marlins game, there's free parking. I have over 80
or if you ever
spots.
go to an event at Marlins Park, not just a Marlins game, you go to a concert, you go to anything.
And we have 80 parking spots. And it's like the best pregame because there's no bars. Everything's closed around there.
I was going to say, that's right. The parking there is fantastic. In Miami.
Yeah, there's no parking in Miami at all.
You can bring us back. When I went there the first time, I remember thinking seeing the location and being like, oh man, parking's gonna be a little crazy. Pulled up, made that turn onto West Flagler, and then when I finally see that you guys have your own dedicated garage, it's just packed with spots. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It's so unheard of in Miami now.
It really is, and it's free. So like, you know, you don't have to, even when, like, we had the Kanye concert, and people are paying $50 for a spot. I'm like, yo, just
You
buy
can
some
park here
food,
and walk.
buy some food, get something, and you can walk to the thing. It's 3 blocks. It's a 7-minute walk,
Right.
and I call it a beer away. So if you want to take a to-go beer, I'll give you a plastic cup. You know, it's a beer away.
That's beautiful. I love that. I love that. And you'll burn it off while you're walking over. It's
And
literally
you're not paying those crazy prices for a beer inside the stadium.
exactly. So what are some of the other things that you guys do? Because I know it's not just comedy. I know you guys do a bunch of stuff pretty much throughout the week. You have like something every
I always try to make it fun there. First of all, there's a million board games. We have a Super Nintendo there with over 500 games.
And it has a crap ton of games, man.
Yeah.
When I turned it on with my buddy, we were just going through that like, oh my goodness, what is it?
Yeah, I try to make everything entertaining. So like, Mondays and Fridays is a comedy show. Tuesdays we do Taco Tuesdays, which we have $2 tacos, 5 different types: chicken, beef, mushroom, queso frito, and Brussels sprout.
And let me just say, I had the queso frito the last time that I was there. Insanely good taco. And I'm ready to try the other ones too.
It's easy. It's a street taco, you know. It's how they make it in Mexico. It's a real taco, and I used real ingredients and stuff like that. And everything's fresh.
You could tell. And for me, one of the things that I think is a highlight of your menu is also the burgers.
Yeah, I really put a lot of love in those burgers.
Those burgers, I've tried the barbecue, the bacon one, and kind of back into the vein of the beginning of your journey, the peanut butter and jelly burger.
Yeah, don't be jelly burger.
The don't be jelly burger, right? That's what it's called.
Burgers are amazing. Tuesdays we do trivia too. Next Tuesday we're gonna do an office themed trivia.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I love the show. So we're gonna also do a paper airplane contest. So whoever make a paper airplane and throw it the farthest. If you're watching the show, you know why I'm talking about paper airplanes.
Of course.
And then Wednesdays is karaoke. Our DJ is amazing. He has over 500,000 songs, and he does it for like Sweet Caroline. He does it for Boogie Villas. So he does it for a lot of places. So it's a really good vibe and everything like that. Thursday is open mic for any talent, poets, musicians.
Oh, okay.
Comedy also. Anything. I really don't care what it is. You know, I just love art. And, you know, I want you guys to express yourself. And, you know, if you want to come out and do something, come on. You know, it's a really fun night. And, and we try to make it fun all the time. What
are some of the best things you've seen go up during those like what are some of the more unique acts that you've seen go up?
I've seen everything. I've seen everything. It's always unique. I'll tell you that. And there's so much talent out there in Miami that like you don't like realize that and I love it because, you know, it's entertaining them, it's entertaining the people out there, and it's giving them like a platform to show their art. And I really appreciate that. And I'm blessed that they even want to come to my place and show their art.
Right. And this Thursday, you're actually also doing
a Dolphins watch
party for Thursday night football.
Oh, Dolphins, yes.
Let's not get too excited because we'll go off track here.
Can't wait. But they're playing the Bengals this Thursday, so come by. You know, we just put up a brand new 65-inch.
You're gonna be open.
Yes, we're gonna be open. We're open tonight.
You're open tonight too.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to come out and your local spot,
I know everything's closed right now, and unfortunately, you know, we're praying for Tampa, and hopefully everything's good over there. But we are okay over here, so we're opening tonight, and we usually have karaoke. I'm trying to get a karaoke DJ, but if not, you know, I'll put it up on my phone and we can still sing it the night away. I'll still make it fun, and we still have a bunch of board games and everything.
You can look up on YouTube songs on karaoke, and you'll have the lyrics. It's perfect.
Yeah, try to do something.
Yeah.
Always fun.
But that's great that you guys are staying open and still allowing people, you know, giving them a reason to go out and have a little fun tonight, even with this, you know, the gloomy weather, because we're not really getting hit as unfortunately
everything is closed today.
Right, but people are still closed. People were still prepared for the worst. You guys, because it's just you and your wife, it's really, if you guys don't want to take a nap, it's open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't take naps.
Exactly. I don't think so. It doesn't look like the way you guys work, man. But so when it comes to this Saturday, you have another very special event that I wish I could go to. I have to work, but I'm excited to see.
It's a very unique event. It's an adult spelling bee.
There you go.
Yes, it's very unique. You know, I feel like it's something that we don't do in Miami, and everybody has auto check and auto spell, and I feel like it's a fun way that, you know, we could have fun and spell some words. And I'll tell you this: it's free to enter, and you can win $100. I'm gonna give you $100 cash. I'll sell it to you. I don't care what you want. I'll send it to your account, and best speller wins. And it's hosted by Joe Bomagini, the same host from the open mic. and he is super funny and talented, and he's going to be hosting there and doing some comedy while we're still hearing some words misspelled probably. last week there was like words, well, we only did it one time other, and there was some words that you would think people was not spelling, they didn't, like bureaucracy and stuff like that.
Right, just like you gave them the softballs and they still win.
Oh yeah. So don't think that it's gonna be that, the spelling bee champion of the world there. No, everybody's gonna be at the same spelling level as you probably, so you have a good chance of winning. I'll tell you that. So come try to win $100.
Yeah, why not? That seems like
Well, if not, it's still gonna be entertaining, and bring your friends, and it's gonna be fun.
And obviously, like we were saying, the food is great, the beers are great. I mean, that's what every time I go, I always like to go and try something new. Like try something different on the menu, try something,
we always try to keep it up to date and try to put like new things, and everything's always fresh and stuff like that.
For sure. No, you can taste it.
Like our newest item, we have a croqueta quesadilla. I call it the croquetadilla.
I keep forgetting about that. That's right. I saw someone have that the other day, and I got to get that next time I go.
Yeah. So, try to get to that Miami flair, a little everything.
That's awesome. And so one of the other things that I wanted to talk to you about is, as a business owner, you did start Thank You Miami during the pandemic, correct?
Yes. Me and my wife started during the pandemic.
So obviously that's a little crazy.
Yes.
Starting
it was
a
super
restaurant.
hard. It was different. It was, fortunately, it wasn't during the main part that closed down restaurants and like had the spacing and stuff, and had people crawling to tables because Corona rise, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a lot of theories,
right. But you dodged that.
Yes, I was more of the the third outbreak that was like in December of this year, that was like pretty bad. That all you do is just keep on trucking and keep on going, can't give up. Especially that was when it was really bad, when it was literally the first month we opened.
Right.
Because we're only 9 months new, like we're a brand new place, and we're still, a lot of people go in there. I saw people since yesterday, they come in there and like, wow, I can't believe I've never been to this place, and like it's so unique. And
it's like, it's not that you haven't been here, it's that we haven't been here.
Yeah, once you've been there, you want to come back.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel that. I feel the, like, everybody has love for it, and it's like, oh wow, it's very homey, and like,
well, you can get that vibe of the mom and pop like right away when you walk in. It's either you or your wife Joe who greets everybody who comes in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's with a warm smile. It's with what you want, like here's what we got. Like it's very inviting. And
yeah, I'm happy to be there. I'm just blessed I even have my own place. This is my dream. Like literally, I've been working my whole life to get a restaurant. I finally did it at 37,
and you're killing it.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And from somebody who, I'm a big foodie person. Like I don't just like eat out. The food there is really, really good. And if it continues obviously to evolve from here, I can't even imagine where it's going to go. Do you have any idea on what you kind of have in mind for the future of Thank You Miami, other than status quo?
I really don't know. My ears are always open, and I'm always listening to people, and I'm always listening to what the people want, and I'm always like up to the new challenge. One of my dreams is always to be maybe doing a tour company out of there. That I want to do tours, like, Thank You Miami tours, because I am a tour guy too.
Okay.
So I've done tours for a long time, and I love Miami history. And I feel like, we could, I'm thinking of just maybe doing a tour company that we do all types of tours, like food tours. We start out of the bar, and we could go to like Cayocho history tours, or like food and wine tours, or beer tours, or comedy tours.
Yeah,
it could be a comedian on there doing a whole set while you're going around Miami. I love new ideas. I'm not a hard-headed human being. I'm always listening and trying to come up with something new, and trying to be up tempo and be up the key with how life is. Never stop.
Got you. And so when you're looking at the menu and you're trying to come up with new items and new ideas for your menu, what is something that you draw inspiration from as like a chef? You know what I mean? Is it mainly things you're seeing on Instagram? Is it things that you've tried at other restaurants?
It's more of what I tried at other restaurants. I love going to support other people. I love supporting, other mom and pops. I love supporting our community. I love supporting other restaurants. So when I have a day off, if I ever have a day off, I try to go to other places. I'm a big fan of like Matt Cush. He is an inspiration, I believe, and I really love what he's doing with his restaurants and stuff like that. And I like, going to all the other restaurants and trying. When I see all these awesome restaurants getting Michelin stars and stuff like that, I want to go try them out. I want to go see why they got that Michelin star. And I tried out almost all of them, and you can tell why.
Right.
And these chefs are so talented out here. And, you know, I just want to support them. And, you know, if I see a dish I really, really like, I try to put my own little twist on it. I don't ever want to copy the same exact dish. But, you know, I do that out of admiration for them. And I see something they made and, you know, I throw my little 1-2 on there.
That's how inspiration works, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's really cool. I love that. And so also, you guys right now don't have a liquor license.
No,
correct? Is that something that you guys maybe want to get in the future?
100%.
Right.
I wish like luckily they have these new laws that you can like have these cans that are liquor companies that are mixed. So we have those that have like Jameson
Right.
Coke and like Bacardi and like other companies are jumping
And those
up.
are really good.
Yeah, and they are really good and they sell. And luckily I have those because, you know, a lot of people will steer away because you don't have liquor. And I know I do have a bunch of liquor cans. I have over 18 different types.
It's funny. I actually make a joke that I squirt a little hand sanitizer every time I'm in there in my mouth just to get a little fix, you know.
Some guy the other day tried to like it was a hand sanitizer and I told him right next to the water station and he's trying to pour water and he's like, oh, this water is weird. Why is it like this? Thinking it's water and it's hand sanitizer.
He was putting it like in a cup.
In
Like,
a cup out the tank. I'm thinking, is the pandemic happening again? Why? Like, does this guy really need hand sanitizer that bad?
Has to sanitize his lungs.
He puts it in his car, leaves it there.
Amazing. That's awesome. And one of the things that I also love about Thank You Miami too is the atmosphere of the people that show up. I feel like are all very genuine. Like whether it be a tourist, it's someone who's like here to enjoy Miami.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's not the fancy.
Not someone who's in
it's
South
a hole in the
Beach.
wall that like has a lot of culture and it has a lot of like I wanted a vibe that everybody has a good time and that you could be any age. Like if you go to a karaoke night, you could see it would be like 21-year-olds hanging out with 70-year-olds,
Right.
and like having the best time ever, singing back-to-back songs, and everybody cheering for everybody, just having a great time together.
Mhm.
And that's what I really wanted. It's just, you know, you could be any age, and you can bring your kids too.
Right.
Now, don't bring them to a comedy night, you know.
Yeah,
It gets a little
raunchy.
It gets a little raunchy. You can't bring it to the comedy night, but every other day, you know, they're good. They get to come. It's a bunch of games for the kids to play and have a good time. So you can bring any age.
That's awesome. I love that. And when you look at kind of what were some of the internal mechanisms that you had to get going to get this business kind of running more smoothly, what were some of the challenges when you started beyond just COVID or anything, just as a business owner? What were some of the hardest things that you had to do to get this kind of flowing in a way where it's a little bit more of a machine? Obviously it's not at this point. There's always, you know, breaks in the gears, but what were some of those things you had to do at first that were maybe administrative or operational that you now don't think about?
When I first opened, I'll tell you this, to open a restaurant, you never realize a food truck's a little way easier, I'll tell you this, than opening a restaurant. You never realize the bureaucracy of how much paperwork and things you have to do and how many licenses there are. It is one of the hardest things and challenges I've ever done in my life. It's one of those things that you have to scream in a pillow because it's so hard.
Right.
Yeah, it was very difficult, but you know, you can't give up and just keep going and, you know, listen to what they have to tell you because these little tiny details that it just stops you from even starting.
Right.
And it sucks, you know, and you don't realize how many bills there are. Damn. There's so many bills. Like I didn't know how many things you have to pay for. In the food truck, you know, it's a lot less bills and stuff like that. For the restaurant, it's like every day is a bill.
Well, right. I mean, I was gonna say on Monday I was in there and you and one of your mechanics were fixing the fridge.
Yeah.
Just it's like if it's not, it's kind of like owning a home, you know, like once you own the home, it's like one thing breaks.
It is only
you fix it, the other thing breaks.
It's only a home that makes you money.
Yeah.
Hopefully makes you money.
Yeah.
If you get the people there. Luckily we're getting people. Right. We have our regulars and the community has really shown like a lot of heart to us. And I'm really blessed that they're even coming out and supporting our place.
That's freaking awesome, dude. I've really enjoyed talking to you today and just highlighting Thank You Miami because I feel like it's one of the unsung heroes right now of not only the Miami food scene but also the Miami comedy scene. Like you guys have your hands in so many different things that it's again, like I said, an unsung hero. And I feel like you guys really deserve more credit.
Yeah, me and Joanna, we did so much to like get that place going, and it's like awesome that you even this big in the comedy scene. I can't believe how many comedians come out to like a Monday and Friday night. It's a Monday night, like, and it's always packed, and it's just amazing. It's
Yeah,
hard.
and honestly, trust me, I work at the Miami Improv. You'll see people come through there on Monday nights that open for big acts at the Improv.
Which
You
is
know what I
crazy.
mean?
We're tiny. We're not a big place, and like for these see these gigantic people, come into this little place and just bless my stage. It's incredible. You never expect these people to just come into such a small place like that.
Right. And you know what? I mean, obviously the name of the restaurant is Thank You Miami, but thank you, Alex, and thank you, Joanna, if you're out there, if you're watching and listening, watching it post, whatever. Thank you guys so much for all the work and effort that you do for just creating that space for not only myself, but everybody else who's now using that as a platform to promote themselves as a comedian, as an artist, as whatever. And for also making something that's genuinely Miami, because as a Miami guy, you know, you see a lot of outsiders now, especially in the last couple of years. Obviously,
Yeah, of course.
you see them coming in and imposing their, you know, not ideas, but you know, their
Ideas of Miami,
right, their
and not
ideas of
showing
Miami.
and not showing what real Miami is. And that's
There
what I
you go.
wanted to do at my place, to just show the real Miami and like show like what we went through. And like if you go to my place, there's like little tiny TVs from Hurricane Andrew that
Yeah.
was my survivor, stuff like that. There's my Orange Bowl seat that I literally took the last game when we lost 48-3. Like it's every little thing in my place is from my man
It's
cave.
like a collage of Miami.
Yeah, it's a museum of Miami.
Yeah.
All little things. And it's all from my house and my family stuff and stuff I bought.
And I'm assuming you guys take donations too. If people bring their memorabilia,
Oh,
you'll put it
I
up. If
love
they
it.
have
I love
extra
it. People
extra
always-
stuff that's
if you
just
have a
sitting around.
bobbleheads, I love bobbleheads.
Oh my God, yeah,
I love Miami bobbleheads. Yeah.
The bobblehead collections, especially if you go to a game and you get an extra bobblehead, like a
Yes.
commemorative one. If you have an extra one, if you have a second, just drive it by, drop it off.
Please, we appreciate them. We love bobbleheads. We have so many, and we put them up everywhere. We love our Miami bobbleheads.
It's awesome, dude. And I'm so grateful for you guys. Miami, if you guys want to go and visit, remember this Thursday they have the watch party for the Miami Dolphin game versus the Bengals. What time does that start?
When we open.
When you open at what time?
We open at 6 that day.
Dude, 6 o'clock. And then Saturday you have the adult spelling bee, and Friday you also have
Comedy night.
So this
Friday,
whole weekend,
if you want to RSVP for comedy, just go to miamicomedy.com and you can RSVP there. There are free seats. And if you want to reserve a table, you can reserve a table there. I definitely highly suggest it because it does get a little packed.
yeah, on Fridays it'll get packed and you'll be standing.
Yeah,
You know
you'll
what
be
I mean?
standing.
That's how many people show up for this comedy.
Don't get me wrong, you're still gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll still get served too. Don't get me wrong. You'll
I'm
get your
always gonna
drinks
make
and
sure
your
you have
food.
a drink or something in your hand.
Absolutely. But if you guys want to come out for any of those events happening this weekend, they're also open tonight. They are not afraid of any of the hurricane warnings. If your local watering hole is closed down for whatever reason, make your way out to Thank You Miami. Have yourself a good night. Have yourself one of those PB&J burgers. They are phenomenal. Anything that you're going to be ordering there is going to be fresh to made. Anything that you're going to be getting to drink there is going to be served to order. And it's really one of the better undercover, still small local mom and pops that are ran here in Miami. What is the exact address so that people know where to look you up?
1701 West Flagler, right there in the corner. You can't miss it. It says Thank You Miami all over it.
That's awesome, dude. If you guys ever want to make the pilgrimage out there, come out. I'm out there on Mondays doing comedy. If you want to see me, by all means, please patronize.
Very funny man. Go watch him.
Thank you. But please patronize our local mom and pops. This has been Sebi Spotlight, the show where we're going to be highlighting all of Miami's local little mom and pops, just like Thank You Miami, and kind of talking to them about how they run their business and what makes them so special and what they bring to this community. Thank you all so much for listening out there. Have a great day. Stay safe out there. If you are in the Fort Myers, Tampa area, if you have family out there, I really hope that they are staying safe, hunkering down, and hunker down here. If you have any other inclement weather in your area, please stay safe out there. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you very much.